Hey everyone. All right, so this week we're going to be celebrating Halloween, and that means there's not a better time than now to talk about fear. Well, this is a scary time of year. Some spooky things are happening. I always get a little nervous the day before Halloween. You never know what's in store for you. Well, how is that different from every night we go to bed knowing we're going to have to trade the markets the next day? Fear and greed, those two emotions, they drive the markets. And they especially drive our actions and our decisions as traders. So one of the things every trader needs to be able to do is face their fear. Learn how to handle fear and not allow it to make decisions on your behalf. So you may feel scared, say, of losing an unrealized profit, and you decide to sell a trade too soon. That fear got you out of position way too soon, and you got a tiny profit. On the other hand, you feel scared of locking up a big loss. So instead of just hitting the sell button and realizing the loss, you hold it longer and longer and longer. Fear kept you in that position. Fear gave you small winners and big losers. How many traders have felt that way before? Well, that pattern, that habit, is trading with fear. It's trading emotionally, and you can't do that. So one of the things I want to do for all of our students is teach them how to condition themselves to not act out of emotion, to not trade with fear, to trade with confidence. And I think one of the best ways to do that is to bring a special guest into our classes. Now, this has never been done before, but what we're going to do is we're going to bring a lion into class, because I want each student to look into the eyes of a lion, to see fear, to feel fear, to face it, and to get past it. Now, this is a little unusual because our lion has a handler. As you can imagine, anytime you bring a wild animal into an environment like this, it needs a handler. Well, the lion's handler is actually an Elvis impersonator. This is unusual, but being in a rural area, we don't have a lot of choices when it comes to booking a lion. So today we're going to meet with a lion, and we're also going to meet with the lion's handler, the Elvis impersonator. Okay, guys, so I'm going to give you a sneak preview of what we're going to see in our next class. So let's get started. All right, folks, now this is the first shot here you're going to see of our lion. This is the first time we brought a lion into class, and of course, one of the things we always think about is safety. Is this even a safe thing to do? And I think that you'll all agree that it is. Maybe one of the safest things we could have possibly done. So you can see the lion here in her natural habitat, just walking around, pretty calm for the most part. Now, there's nothing that she likes more than a goldfish. The handler told me I could feed her goldfish and that would prevent her from viciously attacking. So that's what I'm going to do. Now, unfortunately, the handler showed up and he was actually a little bit inebriated, so you're not going to see him quite yet. We're going to see if we can sober him up a little bit, and then maybe he'll come out and say hello. When our lion's handler showed up, he was showing signs of being clearly inebriated, and this made us all concerned because it posed a safety hazard. My thought was that we should try to help him sober up and that maybe a snack would do the trick. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to get the snacks into his mouth, and the process of giving him snacks just seemed to make matters worse. As a result, the lion is going to stay in her den, and Elvis is going to continue to try to sober up on his own. Now, Halloween is a time for scary things, and one of the things we all love to do is carve the scariest thing we could possibly imagine into the face of a pumpkin. I couldn't think of anything scarier as a trader than a false breakout, and that's why I'm going to carve a bull flag breakout that fails into this pumpkin. Now, a bull flag consists of a few strong candles going up, a couple candles of pullback, and then ideally, the first candle to make a new high takes us right back to high a day. Now, on this pumpkin, every trader's nightmare is going to come true. The candle is going to make a high and then immediately reverse. This is where beginner traders often get trapped. Instead of cutting their losses quickly, the fear sets in and they hold as the loss gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Seasoned traders are smart. They know it's a breakout or bailout mentality. If this doesn't work, you get out of the way. You don't keep holding when a flag break fails. The most important thing to remember is to only trade A quality setups, because even the best setups, like this bull flag, sometimes give you a false break. All right, folks, it's almost game time. It's Halloween night, and trick-or-treaters will be coming around at any moment. Now I'm going to do things a little differently this year. Instead of giving those Halloween treat-sized candies, I'm giving full-size candy bars. But here's the trick. It's only for the kids that can correctly identify that chart pattern right there. Trick or treat, kids. For the children who identify this as a bull flag, they'll walk away with a full-size candy bar. For the children who can't, they're gonna walk away with nothing. And they're gonna be banished from this land for as long as I live here. Let's see how those kids fare tonight on All Hallows Eve. Well, I think we've all learned a lot this evening. We learned that kids don't understand what bull flags are, and maybe we should forgive them for that. We learned that Elvis still has a bit of a substance abuse problem, and lions can pose a threat even to trading course students. But one of the biggest takeaways should be the fact that fear, although it's certainly present on a night like tonight, is not something that we can allow to overtake our rational and logical mind when we're trading. So trade safe and be smart. Remember, trade the best and leave the rest.